I was on the train today and I saw a crackhead. Yeah, I was feeling irie today until this incident on the metro rail. You see, it was in Overtown she got on and began begging for coins. "Can I get some change to get something to eat?" she said. You could tell her mind was gone. Some reached into their pockets, others frowned at her dirty clothes. Some were clearly afraid of her, 'cause she came close and they froze. She looked so skinny and frail, I thought. Plus she was very tall. She's skin and bone all over, I thought. She has no strength at all. Her face was like that of a skeleton covered by wrinkled skin. Strength taken away like Samson's locks, crying from within. And as I looked upon this young, old woman, I was confronted by reality. This epidemic is controllable, or is that just my fantasy? Body wasted, mind reconstructed, she's headed for her demise. I thought this woman was forever wasted, until I saw her eyes. They were large and light brown. In her eyes were so much beauty. And as I looked deeper into them, I began to see her story. She went to school right here in Miami. She was an average student, graduated with her class, but soon after she was pregnant. We've heard the story 100 times. The father got up and left mama without a dime to care for baby and herself. She had to survive to keep her baby alive. She began selling her body. It's working. She's making a little cheddar, no matter how ungodly. But as time goes by, the bills get higher, more business, more quick love. Her clients couldn't always pay in cash, so she accepts a little crack, a little bud. It was all good, she was happy, until tragedy struck. A thief broke in and killed her child, 'cause he was down on his luck. You see, he was an old client, knew what she had, and came back for some bread. May God forgive him, he was high, and killed the baby instead. So now it's hard for mama to cope without a little weed laced with coke. She got addicted real quick, you see, and soon after that went broke. She lost the car, then the apartment. Life became a living hell. She was a crackhead, nothing more, with a heartbreaking story to tell. I saw all this in her deep brown eyes as she stood there in the train. My heart hurt, I shed tears. Lord, I feel her pain. And as I looked at her for a moment longer, I had a simple thought. This crackhead, her story, is it all her fault? I thought for a moment, and you know, someone else did play a part. My brothers on the corner who call themselves serving, from whom the crackhead bought. Whether you're from Miami, New York, or Chicago, from the east, the west, or Montenegro, if you stand out on the corner poisoning people with crack, God don't forget Jack, so you better watch your back. 'Cause it was you. You introduced my queen to that stuff, and it was you. You taught her how to take her first puff. Yes, it was you. You cut up the crack by the ounce, and it was you. You loved her, then you got up to bounce, and it was you. You filled up her head with true lies, and it was you. You took away her peace of mind. Back on earth for the rebirth, 'cause she's dying. Full-blown AIDS, can't stay alive, but she's trying. Hospital bound, too weak to rise from her bed. Boils cover her arms, lesions on her head. Thus ending another ghetto fantasy. One more victim of the so-called Miami drug dynasty. And as yet another queen is laid down to sleep, we ask the ancestors for answers, but they can only weep. The crackhead.